Steve Turano here with Ask a Real Expert. I'm up here in Atlanta on business, but I wanted to keep the answers and the videos rolling, so I apologize for the crappy lighting in this hotel room. Great Ace asks this question. He said, Steve, I've lost 20 pounds doing P90X and eating a healthy diet. Hey, fantastic. Now he wants to know, can I begin to incorporate running into my routine? You see, he's worried. He says, my heart rate when I'm doing P90X goes up to about 200. He says, and I'm just worried that it could bother my heart if I run afterwards. No, it's not going to bother you, depending on how old you are and how often you train. But this is a great concept for me to illustrate. With regards to cardiovascular activity, if you utilize very, very small muscles, they become easily overwhelmed because of overuse, because they're small. Therefore, they immediately begin to run out of oxygen, so therefore they are no longer aerobic. So they're no longer burning fat, they're burning sugar. So they're no longer burning 9 calories per gram, they're burning 4 calories per gram. But that's okay, you're still burning calories, but it's really hard to last for long periods of time. That's why I'm always saying, if you're doing some type of aerobic activity in an aerobics room, where you're punching and you're kicking and you're doing stuff like this, that's okay, it's always better than nothing. But it's not as good as walking, jogging, or running. It's not as good as utilizing the big muscles of the body like the legs. Because the legs are big, they use a lot of calories, they require a lot of oxygen, but because they're big, they don't become overwhelmed by walking or jogging. Therefore, you stay aerobic. Therefore, your heart rate doesn't go as high. You see, if you drop down and begin to do push-ups and you don't rest much, rest 15 seconds, do some more push-ups, don't rest, do some more push-ups, and get up and do some boxing, you're not aerobic at all. You are anaerobic, which is okay. But the problem is you can't do that for very long before you get worn out. Because the muscles you're utilizing, the shoulders, the triceps, when you're kicking you're using the hip flexors. The problem is those muscles become overwhelmed rather quickly and they immediately become anaerobic. They start burning sugar because they're not getting enough oxygen. And that is evident because your heart is racing. Your heart is beating to try to feed those muscles so they can stay aerobic. But they can't. And that's why your heart rate goes up to 200. So again, nothing wrong with it. But is it good for fat burning? Not really. That's why I'm saying when people really want to burn fat or improve their cardiovascular or aerobic capacity or ability, they need to step out of the aerobics room and get on a treadmill or go outside and walk and jog and walk, jog more than walk, complete a mile. Do things like this because that really improves your aerobic capacity and it definitely burns much more fat than standing there punching and kicking. So if you want to incorporate jogging into your program, absolutely. If you're using P90X as a form of weight training or resistance training, that's great, but I don't think it's the best way to perform cardiovascular activity for the reasons I just gave you. So if you want to do P90X for weight training and then the cardio on the treadmill, that'd be great. If you want to incorporate weight training as a substitute for the P90X and then incorporate running on the treadmill, that would be even better. I'm Steve Turano. Shoot me all your questions and I'll be happy to answer them. Ask a Real Expert. Train safe, train hard.